So we begin tonight with the stock market, which was relatively calm in the first 6 months of the year. But in that calm, equities climbed a lot, pushing the major indexes into record territory numerous times. But what happens next? Dominic Chu tries to answer that question.
Not everyone believed it could actually happen, but a slow and steady move higher by the stock market has us still near record highs. A lot of traders think the positive momentum can continue into the second half of the year.
History shows that when the first half of the year is as good as it is, the overwhelming majority of the time, the second half of the year continues higher.
Recent history seems to validate that storyline. According to market data and research firm Kensho, since 1980, during the first year of a presidential term, the S&P 500 is generally positive during the third quarter. And it has actually not had a losing fourth quarter during those time frames either. There is one sector in particular that many traders are keeping a very close eye on to set the tone for the rest of the year.
The most important sector, and it was last year as well, is the financials.
Financials will be the sector to watch.
If you can get the financials working back in, particularly if there's a hint of deregulation, I think then the whole market will pull together and we can see new highs.
And there's one item on the Washington agenda that has all of Wall Street totally captivated.
Tax reform. If we can get tax reform, real legitimate tax reform through, and that's a real positive. If we can't, that's a real negative.
I think the most important thing in the markets will be how the tax packages go through Congress.
Tax reform, without question.
So far this year, there's been a noticeable absence of any kind of stock market volatility. While that could continue, there are those who believe that bigger swings in the market are coming soon.
One of the most notable themes of the first half of 2017 has been the lack of volatility. The VIX index, which many people look at as a measure of volatility, has been extraordinarily low. We would expect that to change in the second half of the year as people begin to realize economic realities are not what they hoped they would be.
Since the election, and arguably beyond, the stock market has rewarded buy and hold investors with higher prices and lower volatility. But Wall Street experts aren't letting their guard down, and they're putting earnings, economic data, and the Fed under the microscope. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Dominic Chu.